Welcome back to our deep dive series where we take a look at each and every NFL team and we come up with a realistic prediction and outcome for them in the 2022 NFL season. We do each episode not based on power rankings, but based on where I think they're going to be order-wise in the NFL draft, because at the end of this, we do a 2023 NFL mock draft, because I'm a draft champion. I got prospect rankings coming out pretty soon. Be on the look for that, but we're on to the New York Football Jets, and this is a tough one for me, because this is a team I really think this is probably the floor of where they're going to end up. They have a lot more potential, and it just didn't come out that way in my projections, but let's go ahead and take a look at the roster. By the way, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So we're going to be starting by looking at the roster, looking at the offense, and this is Mike LaFleur, Matt LaFleur's brother, if you didn't know, but he comes from the Shanahan coaching tree, which we're going to be talking about that all throughout this series, because well, a lot of these offenses stem from the Shanahan coaching tree, but it's going to be a wide zone blocking scheme with lots of motion, play action, RPOs. They like to get the ball into the hands of their playmakers and let them go and make plays, and that's exactly what this team intends to do by drafting Garrett Wilson. They drafted a year before Elijah Moore. They have a scary backfield with guys they just drafted in back-to-back years, and Michael Carter and Breece Hall. They even added CJ Uzomah and Tyler Conklin because they want to get the tight end position more involved. That's like a standard thing you see in a Shanahan offense, the tight end being involved. Oftentimes, they are the hot read on plays, but a lot of this is going to depend on the development of Zach Wilson. Can he take that next step? He's got the weapons too. He has the offensive line to do so. And let's talk about the offensive line real quick, because there's questions. There's questions. For all intents and purposes, this does look like, at least appear to be, a more improved offensive line with the return of Mekhi Becton, with the addition of Lincoln Tomlinson. But now you have the questions of, okay, how will Elijah Vera Tucker be moving to the right side? I don't think that's something he even did in his collegiate career. I'm pretty sure he only played left guard, left tackle. Again, hey, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. I don't mind. But yeah, him moving to the right side, I think that's something that's kind of like, oh man, hopefully he can make that jump. You got George Fant in a contract year, but he's 30. Is that someone they want to move forward with? Mekhi Becton, you got just the rumors of, oh, is he a bust? Is he over? He's coming in overweight, out of shape. And I love it. He wore that shirt to OTAs. Didn't participate in our OTAs, which kind of made it kind of tough figuring out who will be left tackle, who will be right tackle. With him not participating, I don't think that'll become clear until training camp. So when we get to the stars, I did my best guesswork. I'll just say that. But he wore the shirt, said draft bust, overweight, out of shape, all this type of stuff. It's kind of like, I like that. He's taken on the burden, the yoke of what people are saying about him, and he's like, it ain't bothering me, man. I had a promising rookie year. I'm coming back from injury. Year 3, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I promise you. So I hope so, man. I like Mekhi Becton. But George Fant actually had a pretty promising year last season, pretty good there with, was it Morgan Moses, who's now on the Ravens. You'll see that team way down the line in this series. But you got Connor McGovern, who's one of the better centers in the league. And you're just hoping it works out, because like if they do have injury, then at tackle, you're going to be relying on guys like Chuma Adoga, who's more of a depth piece at this point in his rookie contract. Max Mitchell, who had a terrible off-season draft process after a very good year. So they brought some good guys on the interior, like Nate Herbig. Like, yo, that's legit. That's a good pickup for the Jets. Danny Feeney, is what it is. Drew Samia, who's formerly of the Vikings. So they got okay depth, but still, with that starting offensive line, like, it's a top 10 caliber if they play up to their potential. But the playmakers, man, they got playmakers on top of playmakers. Denzel Mims, will he be with the team? Could he be a cut? It's a question. It looks like he's just not in the plans for this team after a promising rookie year. It just doesn't appear that will be the case with him. But then who are they keeping? I mean, they brought in Braxton Berrios, who's going to be a very nice special teamer, very good slot spread package type of receiver. But outside of him, like, again, Denzel Mims, he's someone that just doesn't seem like the coaching staff is pretty high on. Like, they don't got much back there. They really don't. Corey Davis, like, really, he feels like the third best option, at least among the receiving core. I really think you're going to see Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore just freaking have a field day this year. I really do. I do like the additions of Uzomah and Conklin, and then they draft a guy like Jeremy Ruckert, who is a very solid blocking tight end, very solid tight end for the run game. They still have Trevon Wesco. It was fun fact, I didn't even know Lawrence Cager moved from receiver to tight end. I didn't know that. That was interesting fact. So the more you know. They do have Kenny Yeboah, but he kind of like fits a similar mold, bit more undersized than guys like Conklin and Uzomah. So I don't know if he is going to make the roster. But if anything, I think the four guys that do is Ruckert, Wesco, Conklin, Uzomah. The backfield, it looks like they got a very good 1-2 punch in Michael Carter and Breece Hall. They're going to retain a guy that they're exceptionally familiar with in Tevin Coleman, a guy they were familiar with in San Francisco. So, yeah, if they retain a fourth running back, I really hope it's Zonovan Knight, man. I was a big Bam Knight guy this past draft season. I think he was in my top 15 running backs. I'm not a big fan of Michael Pirine. If anything, it's gonna. I feel like it comes down to Ty Johnson and Zonovan Knight. So, like, Wilson, you got the weapons. They got Flacco and Mike White. Mike White, man, get Flacco out of here. But you really want Wilson to take that next step. I think he's got the weapons to do so. You saw him showcase the arm occasionally in big game scenarios. You saw the ability. You saw it here and there. It was a rookie season. Now he's just got to take that next jump, something that be a bit more encouraging. He's really going to set the pace of what this offense can be. So it's going to be interesting. It depends on how much faith you have in this offense. So let's go ahead and move to the defense. There we go. Let's scroll down, make sure we got everyone. That way you can see everybody, but for all intents and purposes, Robert Saleh's defense, but he is joined by DC Jeff Ulbrich, who they coached together back in 2011, I believe, for the Seattle Seahawks. The Jets last year moved from a 3-4 front to a 4-3 front that really used this cover 3 shell. They really went out and upgraded the secondary in particular by drafting Ahmad Sauce Gardner, one of my favorites in this draft process. They brought in another guy I'm pretty high on in DJ Reed, who is very familiar with both Saleh and Ulbrich, dating back to San Francisco, and then he even played for Pete Carroll last year. So yeah, that's a guy I think they bring in with an actual plan too. So I think in this case, you see a guy like Breece Hall get kicked to like being that rotation corner to come in to really just kind of help out on the outside, because it's kind of cemented. They got a lot of guys on the interior in the slot for this group. You got Michael Carter, who had a promising rookie year. You got guys like Brandon Equals and Javelin Guidry, who are these undersized corners that are more slot roles in the NFL. And then LaMarcus Joyner, who basically is this deep safety slot hybrid. So you got a lot of options. I think the biggest thing for this team was, hey, we have to get after the passer. It sucked that Carl Lawson went down after they gave him big money, and then he goes down in year one. They had the 6th worst pressure rate in all the NFL. So this was a team that wanted to get better at rushing the passer. So what do? They trade back up into the first round and they grab Jermaine Johnson. Rumor is they wanted to trade back up a 4th time into the first round and grab Breece Hall. Luckily, he was there day 2 for him. But you grab Jermaine Johnson, you get a healthy Carl Lawson coming back. They have John Franklin Myers, who's this edge interior hybrid. He's got a great body type that you can move all over the defensive line. So this is a team that wants to get after it this year and take that pressure off their secondary. I guess let's go ahead and get into the actual roster. I'm going to take a quick sip. Not sponsored or anything. Just, hey, Red Bull, if you want to come in, holler at your boy. I'm willing to do business. All right, so healthy for all intents and purposes. You hoping you got Carl Lawson there. If anything, Jermaine Johnson I think is going to be used as a rotation when they kick John Franklin Myers to the interior. And they actually have a guy in Solomon Thomas who is a really good run defender on the outside, and he's actually a better interior pass rusher. So he's going to be a guy that may be used in those 3rd down scenarios. You have Sheldon Rankins. Of course, you got Quinnen Williams. So they got guys capable of rushing the passer there. They also drafted in the 4th round Michael Clemens. I don't think we'll see much of him. They got a good DPR option, which you don't know, designated pass rush only, in Bryce Huff. And they bring in Jacob Martin, but that ain't nothing special. They got Bradley Anae, guy I used to like from Utah. Jabari Zuniga. Don't know if he makes the roster. Hamilkill Rashid Hamilcar. Guy that, man, everyone got mad when I was like, man, I feel like this guy might be a 5th rounder at best. And then as we got through the draft process, he just kind of fell lower and lower on my draft radar, dude, and people pumped him up so much. That's the thing about the draft. You put out your prospect rankings, and people got their guys. They love them so much, and then they go undrafted and do nothing in the league, and it's like, yeah, calm your hype down, dude. Calm your hype down. But looking at other interesting guys, they got Jonathan Marshall, who they picked up last year from Arkansas. Nathan Shepard, who's been with the team for quite a while. Vinny Curry, who is this older veteran that from the Eagles, played a little bit with the Bucks. It's more of a edge guy, but I guess could kick to the interior on passing downs. So they really went out and they added guys. They are like, we need to get after the passer. We were not good at that last year. We want to be good this year. We want to take that relief off the secondary. And I guess we could go through the secondary a little bit more in depth. Rashad Wildgoose is an interesting one that they got. They lined him up here in the slot. I don't know. He was initially right there. It said initially with Buffalo. But he was always a kind of like this. He was a small sample guy from Wisconsin who looked like he would be more of a press corner. So he's kind of an unusual fit to play on the outside. So I guess it makes sense if they want to move him inside. But yeah, in terms of you really just want if anything, it's Brandon Equals. They'll play on the outside. They don't mind playing undersized corners on the outside. But you got Bryce Hall, it's Sauce, it's DJ. Those are the guys. And then we listed a bevy of slot options. I really think it's going to be LaMarcus Joyner playing the deep safety. Ashton Davis, the former Cal prospect from the 2020 class. Hasn't really worked out too well, but we'll say a boy I liked I liked a lot from a year ago, Jason Pinnock. Moved from corner to safety, tested out extremely well for the 2020. Was it 2020? No, 2021 draft. 2022 draft just happened. See, I'm all mixed up because I'm looking at these prospects for 2023. It's like, what draft class are we talking about? I'm all messed up. But Pinnock was a guy that actually played some snaps last year and looked pretty darn good. So if they want him to come in, maybe if they want to put LaMarcus Joyner in the slot or have him be like this dime cornerback, that they can do that. Jordan Whitehood, very underrated safety in the league. Like not top 15 or anything, but like dude's been solid throughout his career. Will Parks, just kind of a savvy veteran. They do have, I don't know, I don't think he makes a roster, but Tony Adams, I'm not surprised that they decided to move him to safety. He was a guy with safety capabilities and was playing corner mainly for Illinois the last couple of years, so it does surprise me that they move him back to safety. He's got that versatility. Probably makes a practice squad, but a guy that I really liked. They also got Elijah Riley from Philly. I think he was initially the Army defensive back. Could be wrong. But yeah, no, again, secondary, the defensive line, it looks improved. It's coming back healthy and improved. Their weakest position group is linebacker. Like CJ Mosley, he's just kind of like a cap hit waiting to happen, man. Like a cap casualty. Like, we're paying you too much. You're not good with us. That's just the case. That's just the truth. That's the meat and potatoes of the thing. That's why you saw guys like Hamsah Nasir-Ildeen, Jameen Sherwood get some time last year. Quincy Williams probably will be the starter. I do think CJ Mosley, we're paying you, or they're probably going to play him a ton, but it won't surprise me if we see guys like Sherwood or Nasir-Ildeen, kind of like, especially with Mosley, who's a guy that has been hurt in the past. Those guys have to like step up. But yeah, the linebacking group does not look good. It actually looks quite bad. But yeah, no, it's promising, but you're still relying on some rookies to step up in Sauce, maybe in Johnson. You're hoping Carl Lawson can stay healthy. Like, this team's moving in the right direction. I will say that. This is a team moving in the right direction. So let's go ahead and get to my projected starters, starting with the offense with Zach Wilson. That's right. I think Zach Wilson takes a good leap next year and shows, hey guys, man, this NFL thing, I'm kind of legit. Promise you, I am getting better each and every year. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, Elijah Moore. Really no question who the top three receivers are here. I think you're going to see guys like Wilson and Moore kind of rotate in and out of the slot, though. CJ Uzomah. I got George Fant at left tackle again, with Becton not participating in OTAs. We won't know much more who will be right, who will be left until training camp. But Fant, I got Tomlinson, McGovern, Elijah Vera Tucker, and Mekhi Becton. Looking at the defense, I got Carl Lawson, John Franklin Myers on the edge, but a guy that honestly, he could end up kicking more interior and allowing Jermaine Johnson to actually get more snaps there on the edge. So like Sheldon Rankins, a guy that's kind of like, he's past his climax. I don't know what's the word you would be looking for that, but yeah, no, he's just not what he used to be anymore. But so I could see maybe Quinnen Williams, John Franklin Myers on the interior, and then Jermaine Johnson getting a lot of more time on the edge. But I'm going to put Sheldon Rankins here just because he's a vet. Typically, NFL teams, they don't want to put too much on the rookie, so they kind of lean on their vets. CJ Mosley, Quincy Williams. I got Sauce and DJ being the starters on the outside, with Breece Hall probably coming in as a rotation piece. Michael Carter at slot. At safety, I got LaMarcus Joyner and Jordan Whitehood. Let's do it. Let's get to the reason you're here. The prediction. Okay, hear me out. I got them at 5-12. This is their floor. I really do. This is a team I really like, and I think is going in the right direction. If I was looking through this and I was like, if there's any prediction I'm probably the most wrong on, this is it. This is a team I could see winning 9 games. Like, no cap. I don't know if I'm using no cap right, but I did it. But I see this team anywhere between 5 to 9 wins. Maybe I should have been a bit safer, went with 7. That's just kind of how it worked out. I guess we could go through the sketty as is, but They got a tough opener against the Ravens, and depending on what quarterback started for the Browns, will we get a suspension for Watson? I don't know. The Browns are kind of a tough team to project, but I got the Browns winning. I got them Bengals winning. I even got the Steelers winning. Honestly, that one could go to the Jets too, but they're playing in Pittsburgh, so Heinz Field and all. I got them going 3-3 in the division, so I do think you're going to see a lot. I think this is an AFC East that I think are going to get a lot of wins against each other. But they also got Packers. That's going to be tough. Broncos, the new Broncos with Russ. You'll watch out. I got them winning 2 games into the bye, mainly because they're home games. And I feel like by this point in the season, the offense, they're going to wrinkle out some of the learning curve and be really running all cylinders. They hit that bye right here, and then they got to go to New England and have to beat up on Mac Jones. So good luck. I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. Patriots are another tough team to project just because I don't know, man. I feel like what we saw from Mac Jones last year, how big of a step will we see in year 2 of Mac Jones? I don't know. I got them beating Justin Fields and the Bears, so there's that. They got having to face Minnesota at this point of the year. I feel like Minnesota's going to be hot near the end because this is a team that's always in the playoff contention. So this is a team that's going to be really needing wins, and this is honestly probably one of their more winnable games when looking at Minnesota's schedule. We'll get to Minnesota, though, when we get to Minnesota. They got Buffalo here. Detroit and the Jags, so they get a pretty nice week 15, week 16. Oh, and week 17. Yeah, I got them losing to the Seahawks. I gave the Seahawks a couple of wins. It just unfortunately came at the Jets' expense. Like I said, this is a Jets team I can see winning 9 games. If they win 9 games, then okay, it's cake on my face. But it is when you do projections, you're going to have teams hitting their floors and teams hitting their ceilings. You can't go in between on every team. You're going to have to make a call, be like, okay, what team do you think will underachieve? What team do you think will overachieve? And it was really tough, because I really do like this Jets team. And I'm saying this as a Dolphins fan. I'd much rather be in this scenario. Just because, I don't know. Do I? I feel like the Dolphins are in a very similar situation as the Jets are. Their defense is much more put together than the Dolphins, but I think there's a little bit more upside with the Jets. In terms of the defense, obviously the Jets, they have the better offensive line. That's the Achilles heels of the Dolphins. We'll get to it when we talk about the Dolphins. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to the Dolphins, and oh man, their offensive line is going to be so much better. Is it though? Again, we'll get to the Dolphins when we get to the Dolphins. This is a Jets video, and I don't know, man, because I feel like the Dolphins, they're just a year ahead in terms of where the Jets can be. Really, this year, we're going to be able to make a judgment call on Tua. The Dolphins are. Zach Wilson, he could still kind of have a down year, and you'd be like, you know what? Let's give him this 3rd year, really see what's this all about. Did we just miss on this guy? Do we give up on him? Do we cut his legs out from under him? What do we do with him with the Dolphins? And this is something I'm going to say in my Dolphins video. I'm scared the Dolphins are in a situation where they might be stuck with a top 15 quarterback that he'll never be elite, but he might be just enough to keep them out of that top 10 spot to draft another quarterback to replace him. Kirk Cousins, if you will. But yeah, no, the Jets, you're just not there in that process. You're going into this year, okay, let's see how Zach Wilson develops. The Dolphins, okay, are you our guy, Tua? So it's just we're in different places right now. But I like the Jets. I like what they're doing. I thought they drafted well this past year. Big fan of what's going on. I like the additions of guys like Lincoln Tomlinson and DJ Reed. I like them adding CJ Uzama. Like they're doing a lot of things well. So we'll see. But that's it for the video. Go ahead, do the YouTube thing. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And as always, till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later. Hey, Gojo, you want to make an appearance? Got Gojo just chilling here in the back. You can't even see him. Oh, Gojo's knocked out. He's sleeping. All right, later.